Stress, depression, and severe mental illness can happen to anyone. Team Wellness Center has been helping those struggling with these conditions in southeastern Michigan.
They get a chance to know that somebody's on their team.
We think nobody else feels the pain that we feel. We feel like I'm the only one, but that is so untrue.
Within 24 hours of reaching out to our team, members receive psychiatric evaluations and begin the necessary treatment for recovery.
Working through my problems and seeing that I'm not the only one that has to cope has really brought me to a place where now it's okay to talk about it.
Because if you keep stuff to yourself, you can't overcome. We all need one another.
Team Wellness Center. You are not alone.
Building Better Men is a male leadership and mentoring development program for young males ages 8 to 18. We were founded in 1991, and the program derived from my dysfunction as a young man growing up without a father. So I wanted to develop a program to help others. Our mission is to enhance the social, mental, academic, and spiritual development of young males ages 8 to 18. And our vision is that one day they will take what we have taught them and be contributing citizens in their respective communities.
Welcome to My Healthy Mind. I'm Michael Hunter. When bringing up children, the number one predictor of success is a stable home environment. In fact, it's been shown that the influence of parents is more important than that of teachers, friends, church, or economic status. And this is true across all races, classes, and ethnic groups. In recent generations, much has changed about parenting, but it's the role of the father that has changed the most, leaving many men feeling lost as to how to be a good father. Changing expectations, compounded by a lack of strong role models, has caused many fathers to drop out altogether, often with tragic consequences for their children. Today, we're talking with one family about one very special program that's shown tremendous success in helping men be better. Welcome to My Healthy Mind.
Thank you.
Thank you.
We're delighted to have you. What a beautiful family. Can you guys tell us a little bit about your background and how you became to be a family?
Sure. I'm Antoinette, and
I'm Eric.
I'm Prince JERALD.
And I'm Anthony.
and how we became to be a family. We received a late night clarion call about Prince JERALD, and we answered it, and we brought Prince JERALD home. And that was almost 13 years ago.
Wow. Amen. So that began your second family though, correct?
Yes.
Okay. And so what was that like, and what was it like to have a new baby in the house?
Ooh, that was interesting.
Yeah.
We were completely unprepared. We hadn't had a child, a baby in our house for a long time because our kids are grown. We just had Amanda in the house at that particular time. She was in high school, our youngest daughter, and we were just like totally caught off guard.
Yep. Soon to be empty nesters. Amanda was in her senior year of high school. And so we're like, well, what are we gonna do? We need diapers, bottles, cribs, and things like that. And because of our age, it was kind of challenging as a grandparent for us to get support because they consider grandparents to be like over 65, right? And so I had to advocate on behalf of our family to get the things that we needed to take care of Prince JERALD.
So Prince is your grandchild?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay. So he comes to your home and now life is beginning to be different. And you guys, by the way, look great to be grandparents.
Thank you.
And you're back to the races instead of being an empty nester. So what was that like? And what was it like just transitioning, sending somebody off to college-ish and then having a baby?
That was real interesting. And once we, kind of got settled in, then it became a little easier because when we got Prince Gerald, he was 3 weeks old.
Oh my.
So, literally a newborn for the most part. And that, came with its own challenges because he was young and just having to get everything. But my wife is a great advocate for our family.
Yeah, it was like just repeating parenthood all over again, and it was great because I had all girls, and so Prince Gerald would be the first boy.
Wow.
Yes.
It was a change because I was in the military and I was always gone when my boys were born, and I wasn't there. So having Prince Gerald at the house, it changed things. It gave it a dynamic. It was like the Lord gave us another chance. Antoinette didn't have any sons, and I was gone when mine were born. So with Prince Gerald, that gave us a totally different, outlook and another chance.
Did you know when Prince Gerald arrived that it would be permanent?
Not at first. I don't think we thought that it would be permanent, but it ended up being that way.
And then eventually we had Eric.
Yes.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah. So fast forward.
4 years.
Yeah. Fast forward. 4 years.
4 years.
4 years. It was really challenging because I became sick. Doctors initially diagnosed me with lupus, and then from lupus it went to possible multiple myeloma, and so then it went from multiple myeloma to amyloidosis, and so my health was challenged, and so we would come back from the Mayo Clinic, and Eric would arrive like a couple months, 3 months later, and so we have our 2 boys.
Wow.
Yeah.
So who is this sitting next to you?
This is my mom, and that's my dad.
What about the other guy?
And this is my brother.
All right. And you say the same thing, correct?
I say Papa and Nano because I'm used to saying that a lot.
Yeah.
And I say Eric, but they're my dad and mom.
With our own children, there were challenges, even with their mom, and then with my middle daughter who has a real autoimmune disease. So it's like if it wasn't one thing, it was something else. So there were tidal waves, and it felt like a tsunami, with the daughter's health challenges, my health challenges, then raising grandchildren, and it was just a lot of things that were going on. But God surely has kept us and brought us through.
Oh, yes.
And so what was your core to stay together and make it happen?
God.
It's God and the love for each other.
Yeah.
And, I think when things are bigger than you, it's not about you. Even though you feel like you're the target or you feel like why, and it's like, why not? So.
And when did you two feel like, hey, this is working, we got this?
Oh, that's a good question. I think when we had Prince Gerald and we knew, it's automatic, that we are family and this has got to work, you know what I mean? In spite of the challenges, or should I say despite the challenges, we were family, we were in it to win it. So it wasn't that you had to think if we were family, we knew, you automatically know we're family.
Yeah. I had that same experience. I raised 3 of my nephews, and there wasn't one defining moment where you recognize, hey, we're a family or a new format or model of a family. We just are. So I get that.
Yeah, regardless.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I think it's people on the outside kind of look at it. It takes them a little second to get, we're just not raising grandchildren. We're raising our children.
Yeah.
Because we're kind of wearing multiple hats. So we, our own children kind of look at it differently, and our other friends and, just family. I think people title you as grandparents raising grandchildren versus you're a family.
And when did building better men come into your lives?
Antoinette can answer that one.
So I was a case manager at Osborne High School for the Detroit Youth Violence Prevention Initiative, and I was in what's called the safety station. And so I see this tall, dark a gentleman come through the door, walk through the hallways, and he was dressed really sharp, had on a bow tie, a suit jacket, very color coordinated. And so I was like, wow, I thought, who is this guy? And so as I was walking the halls, I would hear him in a classroom talk about his story of never knowing who his father was. He would wake up every day and look in the mirror and wonder if he looked like him. And he was, when I peeped into the classroom, I just introduced myself a little bit, and it was a whole classroom full of young men that he was speaking to. And I told my husband when I got home, I said, I think I found what we needed, because Prince Gerald was 6 years old in the first grade, and with the dynamics of our situation and his situation, I'm like, we need somebody to help us, because it was new to us, and it was Mr. Bellinger. So that was 7 years ago. Prince was 6.
Wow. And Prince, tell us some of the things that you've learned in that program in Building Better Men.
I've learned how to stay calm in situations and learn to control my attitude more. And I've learned to do work first, play later, and learn to reach into my toolbox. He calls it like a toolbox where you can use your ways, like as in if you're mad, listen to some music to get your mind off of it. It's like you have to be emotional, talk about your feelings. And the program's like you're working for it. You're not just saying, oh, I'm done. You're like working for what you want. Like everyone says they want to be in the NFL, a basketball player, but most of the time only 1% makes it to the NBA or to the NFL. So you have to work for what you want. And if you don't get it, you always have to have a backup plan.
Do you see the change in your brother, that is a positive change in him?
Yeah, I can kind of see a change.
And what has the program and Mr. Bellinger meant to you all as a family?
Mr. Bellinger, by him sharing his life experiences, he's very transparent in what happened when he was growing up as a teenager in college, and as a father, as a man, to the boys, and even with my husband. And I think Mr. Bellinger is the program, and he's been definitely a godsend to us. He's become more than a mentor. He's like family. Right. So we see him as family. I mean, 7 years to be consistent in our life, I call that family. So I'm just grateful for Mr. Bellinger. And the thing about Mr. Bellinger is that he wants to see them succeed. He wants our family to be successful, and I think he's doing pretty good at it.
I think the program is helping Prince Gerald and Eric and myself. Mr. Bellinger does more than just help to the kids. He has a men's program where men come together and talk, and it's just men. And what's talked about in the meetings stay in the meetings. He's told us about his life, how he was raised, what he thought about, what his thoughts were as he was growing up. He shares that with the boys so that they can understand that they are not alone.
My job was causing me so much stress.
I felt disconnected and frightened.
I felt so isolated.
I was beginning to feel trapped, depressed. I never expected that to happen to me.
We think nobody else feels the pain that we feel, but that is so untrue.
It's good to be able to talk about it.
I was able to seek help. I found it from Team Wellness.
It's a sense of freedom.
Team Wellness Center. You are not alone.
Anxiety, depression can happen to anyone for all kinds of reasons, especially during difficult and trying times that no one should have to go through alone. At Team Wellness, trained, compassionate, caring professionals will get you into the right treatment so you get better. Team Wellness. You are not alone.
The Building Better Men program came from my dysfunction. Never in a million years did I know that it would be 30 years old this year. So at age 12, I got tired of being upset and being angry at what was going on in my community and things that I was going through as a young black man growing up in the Dexter-Davidson area, which is not the best area in Detroit. So I would get upset every day wondering, one essential question that I had as a young man is, why didn't my father want me? So with that, I could have been like a lot of my other friends, go to jail, get in trouble, get killed, make bad decisions. And I'm not perfect. I did make some bad decisions, but I decided at age 12 that one day I wanted to start a program for young males who are like me. And like me meaning angry, being frustrated, targeting my mother every day for a man that I've never seen. I said that if I ever go to college and graduate and get out the neighborhood, I'll start a program. So in 1991, the Building Better Men program was birthed. First thing I did was went to the park that I grew up at. I had asked, at the time, my sister's boyfriend and my brother to help me walk around the neighborhood and posting signs for young men to come to the park. Little did we know, because that day I had alerted all the drug dealers in the neighborhood, hey man, from 9 to 12 on Saturday, let that be for the young men, right? We had like 300 young men show up, and it was like 3 of us. Police came up there, they didn't know what was going on. So then that let me know that, man, there's a lot of young males out there who are like me, and I want them to be as fortunate as I was to be able to come out that neighborhood, go to college, do some strong things. So the mission and vision still remains the same as it did in 1991. The mission is for us to give good information to these young men and to be able to work with them so that they can be law-abiding citizens and be able to give back to others. So we want them to duplicate what it is we're doing for them. And also our vision and mission intertwined, so to speak, is to enhance the social, mental, physical, and academic development of young males ages 8 to 18. The Building Better Men has been a lifesaver for not only myself, but for other young men. And I say that because that has been the personal testimonies I've heard over the years. Currently, we have young men who are in the program, and now their sons are in the program, which is a testament to the work. I've always had a passion for helping young men, developing young men, but it's not always been easy. Trying to find other volunteers, trying to get funding, just trying to get support has always been a struggle. When I would talk to the young men, I had a rapport with them. And because they were, I figured, just like me. However, I began to see that a lot of the young men that I spoke with and the parents had mental health needs. As I began to read, parents would contact me and be like, can you talk to our sons one-on-one? Can you talk to us about our parenting skills, things of that nature? And that led me to go back to school, go to Wayne State University, and get a master's in counseling, and then become a licensed counselor with the state of Michigan. And then I began the Building Better Men Counseling Services, where we can work with them deep seeds as to why are you so angry, as to why do you do what you do, and then be able to redirect some of that behavior, but also to get them to understand how important academics are And I tell young men all the time, academics are as important as breathing. Without it, you die. The Building Better Men program, due to COVID, has had to incorporate a blended model. And the blended model being, right now we have a virtual male responsibility institute, which is online 4 days a week. And then we have some face-to-face small group meetings. So like on Monday, we have what's called It's Possible Mondays. That's when we have programs for the young males every Monday on Zoom from 6 to 7. And it talks about it's possible to be successful. On Tuesdays and Thursdays, we have a partnership with some neighboring high schools and organizations and colleges where our young men from 3:30 to 5 are getting tutored online. And this is all free. And beginning next week, we're getting ready to do what's called Letters to My Father. And 80% of the young men in our program have absent fathers. So now what we're going to do is we're going to show them how to talk about their feelings in a letter. And then we're going to process that with them. The Building Better Men program has realized that the young men are the fruit and the parents are the root. And what it is we're doing is that beyond our programs just for males ages 8 to 18, every Thursday we have a group called Dinner with the Brothers. And that's a group where we have dinner and we talk for an hour and a half, which is a face-to-face. And we have about 12 men in that group with masks and 8 feet apart. And they also volunteer for the program. And we talk about being better Christians, better husbands, better men, right? So, because no child is born with instructions. And every parent, no matter, what your socioeconomic level is, when your child is hurting, you're hurting, and everything stops. We have a saying that there's no reason why you can't win. And you're only one person or one situation away from something great. This is what I'm meant to do. It's embedded in my soul. It's embedded in my heart. It's in every fiber of my being. So I believe I was fortunate by God to understand at age 12 what my life purpose would be.
And as a platform, what would you say to all the families out there that are listening that may be in the same situation where they have a young man in their family that they want the best for, and with all the knowledge that you've gained and experience, and of course your time with Building Better Men?
I would say get in touch with Odis, give the program a try, because it can definitely help, because there are a lot of young men that need help. Whether they realize it, whether the parents realize it, when other than the parents are raising kids, that has its own challenges. And the kids don't always know how to speak up for themselves. And they need to learn different things. They need to learn different techniques. They need different tools to help them be able to express themselves to their caregivers, whether it's grandparents or whether it's somebody that is fostering them or somebody else that adopted them. They need to learn, because they have stuff bottled up that they don't know, but it's there, and their behavior shows it, it reflects it, that they need. They're reaching out, whether you can tell or not.
Yeah, I love that toolbox approach. Yeah. Well, thank you guys so much for being here. You're a remarkable family, remarkable people, and we really appreciate you sharing your story today on My Healthy Mind.
Oh, thank you.
Thank you. Thank you.
If you're having any kind of mental health crisis, we can help. At Team Wellness Crisis Centers, you'll be seen immediately, stabilized in our own private facility, and given all the care you need to get better. Don't wait. call the Team Wellness Helpline at 1-888-813-TEAM. It could be your lifeline.
Thank you for joining all of us today as we explored the many ways that building better men is bringing out the best in men, boys, families, and communities. If you'd like to learn more about this or any mental health issue, please visit our website at myhealthymind.com, on Facebook at My Healthy Mind Show, or on Twitter. We'll see you next week for another edition of My Healthy Mind. Let's talk about it. Don't forget to like, share, comment, and subscribe for more content from My Healthy Mind. Let's talk about it.
Hi, I'm Anthony, owner of the Policello Insurance Agency. Thanks for stopping by. I'm going to tell you a little bit about the insurances and services we offer. For individuals and families, we offer health, life, dental, vision, and disability insurance from multiple carriers. We even offer health insurance plans from healthcare.gov and Medicare plans for those over 65. Do you own a business? If so, we offer a variety of employee benefits like health, dental, and vision coverage for businesses with as few as 1 employee or as large as 500. We also offer commercial coverage like general liability, workers' comp, and property insurance. The Policello Insurance Agency is an independent agency offering multiple insurance carriers, which means you do not have to call around to several different companies shopping for coverage or rates. We will give you quotes from different carriers to help you find the best price and coverage for your family or business. If you have questions about insurance for you, your family, or business, call us today for a free quote at 1-800-578-5141. Thanks for stopping by.